For the first time this season, the Coyotes dropped 3 games in a row in a crucial game pre-Thanksgiving to determine whether or not they'd be in a playoff spot, and they are not. They're on the outside looking in, and this one hurts. Welcome to the PHNX Coyotes Postgame Show presented by Four Peaks. Sports aren't the same without a Four Peaks in hand. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. We got Danielle behind the Mac. We got Craig calling in from Mullett Arena shortly. Petey, initial thoughts?
Yeah, this is bad. So we came in, talked about this morning. We talked about it yesterday, that this is a big game. Clearly, it's not a must-win until they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. But we know how important it is to be in a playoff spot come American Thanksgiving. This was an opportunity for this team to do that for the first time in a very, very, very long time. And I said it yesterday's show. I said that Karel Vejmelka needed to be the number 1 star if they're going to walk out of this. This could be the start to the second half of this season for him. Things would be great. We could play 2 in a row, and then he gave up 4 goals and 11 shots. He wasn't good, and it's disappointing because this team continues to make the same mistakes over and over again. Turnovers.
If I saw one more turnover, I was going to lose it.
Turnovers.
I was going to lose it.
The breakaways where the forward sneaks in behind the defenseman from the defensive zone. Like, come on, twice in a row.
It's so frustrating.
And Nick says it. Like, the power play not only goes 0 for 2. They give up 2 shorties, so they're -2 on the power play. I'm not blaming this on Vejmelka. Clearly not. He just needed to be better. Like, this team needed to get a win. This team doesn't feel like they've got the energy. They've got the juice. They don't have that spark that you saw a year ago, especially at the Mullett. Like, at the Mullett, you see their feet moving, and oh my gosh, this team is fun to watch. That wasn't fun to watch there. I just don't see that drive, that excitement. It's really frustrating.
A-Root said, we have disappointed Mullett magician again. We may never see him again.
He left here so mad tonight. He actually watched a little bit of the basketball game, so he was kind of happy. That's fire, by the way. But yeah, Mullett magician, angry. Left angry.
All right. Well, let's summarize this one quickly, and then we can dive deeper. It all started when Nick Schmaltz had an awful turnover that led to it being 1-0 St. Louis, but Nick Bjugstad quickly ties it. It's 1-1. Matias Maccelli extends his home point streak to 8 games, which is unbelievable. And then St. Louis scores a minute 34 later. And again, a turnover by Sean Durzi. Literally looked like Durzi passed the puck directly to him, which was so frustrating. It wasn't like a failed clear. Like, he passed. It was like a perfect tape-to-tape pass. Anyway, 2-1. Then Jason Zucker miraculously ties it. The Coyotes somehow come out of that period 2-2 despite a number of turnovers and mistakes. The second period is when things got really, really, really wild. Lawson Krause scores. It's 3-2. The Blues score a shorthanded goal. That's now 2 games in a row the Coyotes have shorthanded goals against. It's 3-3. Not good by Veggie there. Blues score again. It's now 4-3 St. Louis, and Veggie gets pulled. Connor Ingram comes in. Michael Carcone, though, keeps them in it. It's now 4-4. Nick Schmaltz puts the Coyotes up 5-4 for the 4th lead change of the game. And then the Blues scored 2 minutes and 49 seconds later. It's 5-5 after 2. And then penalties, frustration, whatever you want to call it, name of the game in the third period, and Kevin Hayes gets a breakaway goal, puts the Blues up 6-5, and the Coyotes can't come back.
That's really good.
Thank you. It was longer than 30 seconds, but there were 11 goals.
Yeah, and it's funny that the chat is talking about, well, it's not all goaltending, but without a doubt it's not. But you can't give up 4 goals on 11 shots. You just can't. And I was just watching the goals again, and that second shorthanded goal is a wrist shot from the top of the circle. There was one shot, Pareko's shot, no tip, no screen. Like, I think those are savable pucks. But the bigger issue is the way this team defends. And we're going to, I might, the Nick Schmaltz turnover at inside the blue line and the offensive blue line, when you go back and watch that, both defensemen, Dursey and Mosier, are driving the net.
Why?
But from the blue line, they're just like, here's the deal. Today's NHL defensemen need to be active. They need to come down off the blue line. One, it creates space, creates movement. Movement creates space, creates holes, openings, creates offense. Get it. Need it. Everybody does it. But you don't send two defensemen from the blue line attacking the net at the same time, because what happens? Now Nick Schmaltz is the last guy back in the zone. Turns out Nick Schmaltz is a forward. And now he is, not only does he turn the puck over, but even if he is defending, it's 1-on-3. And here's what happens when you get a forward defending. It happened on the first shorthanded goal. Clayton Keller is the defenseman because it's on the power play, and he's defending. And instead of playing a 2-on-1, he attacks the puck. Forwards attack the puck. That's what they do. They want the puck. They attack the puck. Defensemen back up, allow the play to come to them. This team has got to figure out the way they're diving in on the offensive zone. They cannot send two defensemen at the same time. You cannot. Two defensemen below the goal line, leaving Nick Schmaltz by himself. Can't do it anymore. That's it. Done. Can't do it anymore. One guy goes, one guy stays. That's it. It's a rule. If I'm Andre Tournier, that's a rule starting tomorrow at practice. If your partner goes down, you are staying on the blue line, period. It's okay to set rules like that. You watch teams that their defense can't go past the hash marks, and they're good teams that do that, and you see them stop. Well, I'm not allowed to go there, because at some point you have to defend. This team is not defending good enough, and they're not defending well enough in their own zone, and they're not defending well enough in the neutral zone, and they're turning too many pucks over at the offensive blue line. It has to stop. This team was talking playoffs. They have to clean so many things up to get to be a playoff team. I'm sorry to say this right now, everybody. They're not close.
No.
It has to get better.
Yeah. Brian said no discipline, no structure. And that's really what it feels like.
Discipline. You were talking about, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. That third period.
Go for it.
The third period when O'Brien gets he's on
abuse
the bench.
of the officials.
He's on
penalty.
the bench, and he's yelling at the referee for an abuse of officials. What the? That put him down 5-on-3 in a one-goal game.
The Stetcher penalty put them down 5-on-3.
The Stetcher penalty?
Yeah.
Well,
but it still set them
slash.
up to be down on.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, but you don't see guys arguing with the officials like this. It's frustration. I understand it. Then Stetcher takes his penalty, and he's yelling at the referee. It's just I don't like the dark cloud that's starting to fall in over this team right now, and something's got to shake it loose. And I was hoping, honestly, it was going to be a Vejmelka game tonight. I really thought that was going to shake it loose. You said that yesterday. And then when they said Cooley was going to center the top line, I go, that's going to be it. That's going to be the spark that motivates. I wore the Cooley t-shirt. I got the Cooley t-shirt on out of the drawer thinking today's the day. That's going to spark him.
Saul's wearing his too.
That is going to spark him and get him into finally producing some offense. But of course, didn't happen. And he was one of the few forwards on this Coyotes team didn't get a point tonight.
Yeah. Only three Coyotes forwards didn't get a point tonight. O'Brien, Yannick, and Logan Cooley. So, yikes. We'll talk more about Logan Cooley. But first, let's look at the numbers. Presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, and Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes.
And Craig Morgan.
And Craig Morgan. St. Louis Blues outshot the Coyotes 31-25, but that wasn't really the issue. But once again, the Coyotes 0-for-2 on the power play. That power play not finding success. And the one thing you can say about tonight is they found offense. They scored 5 goals. That wasn't the mistake, but still, you want your power play to click. The Blues 0-for-3 on their power play, but we kind of know St. Louis is one of the weaker power plays in the league. Block shots 16-13 in favor of St. Louis, and then Coyotes actually led in shot attempts 66-60.
Yeah, but you want to know the key stat there, Leah?
What is that?
The Coyotes had 25 missed shots. That's not blocked. That means they missed the net 25 times. That's a lot. It's too many. This team, and again, Lucas is right. This is about injuries. Like, I get it. They're missing 2 centermen right now, and they're 2 centermen that they're very valuable to this team. But guess what? Other teams have injuries too. When you have injuries, I said it last game, when you have injuries like this to key players, you need to play more simple. Off the glass and out, over the red and in. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't give up 6 goals. Like, you just need to play smarter. You need to play safer. You need to fight, live to fight another day. And this team's not doing that right now. I really thought they were going to win when they came back and they took that lead.
When it was 5-4, when Nick Schmaltz scored.
Nick Schmaltz, I said, this is it. They're gonna find a way, and they're gonna close this game out. And that's another thing that last year's team did that this year's team didn't. They closed out games,
which is crazy because last year's team finished 6th last in the league, and it felt like they had a little more oomph to them,
especially at home.
Yeah,
that oomph. That's exactly what they're missing. They're missing that oomph. Where that forecheck, that putting the opposing defenseman through the glass, like where you saw him skating. Last year's team just seemed faster, especially at home, and I just don't see that pace of play. They're just slow right now.
Yeah,
I'm really frustrated because honestly, we want to sit here and talk about the playoffs.
I know.
I really did. I thought Thanksgiving was going to be the first time we're sitting here talking about this team is in a playoff spot. They had a chance to beat a team that I think they should have beaten, and I thought they were better than, even tonight, I thought they were better than St. Louis. But they just can't get it. They just can't get things done. And now somebody's talked about Bear's frustration. Did you see him on the bench? Like Bear was frustrated at practice the last 2 days, and he was angry, and you could hear him in the stands when drills were going on. Tonight's game, he's going to lose his mind. His head's going to blow up. Like, he's going to be mad. I don't know where you turn now. So this is one of those practices, and I know I've been in the coaches' room for this. Coaches are right this minute. Coaches are losing it. Bear's mad. They're watching video right now in the coaches' room, and they're complaining about players. Guarantee it. Tomorrow, as hard as it would be, tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They're not going to skate tomorrow. Guess what? I might have them skate tomorrow. If I was head coach, I'd send a message say that's not good enough. And guess what? You want Thanksgiving off? You want to sit with your family and your kids and your parents flew in? Guess what? Well, you're going to have dinner at 4 instead of at 2 because we're going to the rink. And guess what? Equipment guys and medical guys, we're going to the rink tomorrow. And you know who you can blame? You can blame the players. I would bring them in. When I got them there, I probably wouldn't have a very hard practice. I might even just do sit them in the weight room for 30 minutes and send them home. Yeah. Just to send the message. This team, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. And it starts from the goaltending all the way out. And I don't think their top players were their top players again tonight. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated watching it because there's so many simple mistakes that this team is making that they just have to be better than. They're an NHL team that we thought is making a step in the right direction. Man, they've got to get some guys back from injury soon, and they got to shake things up. They got to find that fire again. They got to find that jump in their step. They got to find that offense. Blatantly Asinine said, gonna need a PD Psy counter for tonight. Oh my gosh, Sean DePaz is up late on the East Coast today. Hello, Sean. It's Happy Thanksgiving in the East. It's 12:09 a.m. Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Sean. Thanksgiving, Sean. Yeah. So the Coyotes. The reason this game was so crucial is because they were going into tonight. They were just 1 point behind St. Louis, and with a win, they could have potentially landed in the wild card spot. The Seattle and Anaheim games are starting right now. So, are they? Wait, no, that's wrong. I have to refresh. They're still underway. They're still underway. But there's no. But there was a chance. There was a chance. Well, yeah, if they would have beat St. Louis. Yeah. 100%. There was a chance. Well, Seattle's up 6-0 on San Jose. So but that's that. So they would have jumped over St. Louis. St. Louis would have been at 19. Coyotes have been at 20, and now they're not. Yeah. But anywho, we have this graphic from NHL Network and we kind of touched on this yesterday on our Around the NHL episode, that goes over the percentage of teams that make the playoffs when they're in a playoff position at this exact moment in the season. And last season, 81.3% of teams in a playoff position. 13 of 16 made the playoffs. The year before it was 75%. The year before it was 68. The year before that, 68, 81, 75, 81, 81. So 98 of 128 teams in the last 8 full seasons made the playoffs if they were in a playoff position at the American Thanksgiving cutoff. That's 76.5%. So it's like 12.5 out of the 16 teams. It's a significant number. It's significant. And I know... Again, I keep going back to when I was sitting in the coach's room, the benchmark was the 20-game mark, and you had to be close at the 20-game mark. And this was game 19 for the Coyotes tonight. And the problem that I see is you don't get to play St. Louis, Chicago, and Nashville every night. You guess what? You haven't played Colorado yet this season, and they're in your division. You played Dallas once. Like, you have some really, 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 really hard games coming up. You have to take advantage when you're playing a team like St. Louis on the road at your home rink when you've been home now for 3 or 4 days. This is a game you need to win. And now you look at, guess who they play next? They play the Vegas Golden Knights in Vegas. And that's a tough building to play in, and it's a tough team. This team does not play well against the Vegas Golden Knights. And coming home to who they come home to with Tampa and Colorado, this is going to be hard.
This
they're
feels
gonna
like
have to surprise somebody now.
Yeah, right now, like this feels like the beginning of a slide to me.
Yes, it does.
With injuries being a factor, with the schedule being a factor, with like. All of that. There's just something in the air right now, and it just is it's really frustrating. So I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because you got to look at individual players too. And I know we've been watching the chat here, and we saw it in the Discord, the PHNX Discord earlier today. There's a lot of chat going on about Matt Dumba.
Yeah,
and
he's not everyone's favorite right now.
Yeah,
in the Discord.
It's hard because we spent so much time watching his video and talking about him coming into the season. What a big find that was for them, and what a big signing. And I thought he was going to be, restart his career here, and he's going to have to be on the offensive and defensive side of the puck. He's going to be the guy, and he hasn't been. He had no shots on goal tonight through 15 minutes.
Took a penalty.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and I know. The word on the street is that in Minnesota, he was a great leader. He was good in the room, and I know he wanted to be here. He likes Arizona. I'm just waiting for him. I think we're waiting. We're waiting for people. We're waiting for Dumba. We're waiting for us to get injured. We're waiting for Logan Cooley to break out. Like Logan Cooley tonight, between those two, I didn't see it again. And now, not only that, the confidence of these guys is going down. Like, Dumba needs to have a game where he's dominant. And I mean dominant defensively, not offensively. I think he needs to hit somebody. I think he needs to get involved in the defensive zone, and just, it's not there. And all of these players, these veteran players, need to contribute somehow. Nick Bjugstad contributes on the scoreboard, but he also contributes because he's a really good person, leader off the ice. Jason Zucker, you've seen what he did again offensively, and he's another guy that's helping out inside the room. Kerfoot's a jack of all trades. He's been able to play up and down the lineup. But Matt Dumba, he needs to be better. He needs to find his game. We've seen it. We've seen him do it in Minnesota. We've seen him play like that. He needs to bring that here. I think he needs to be more physically engaged, and I hope that gets him into the game.
Yeah. Okay, well, this has felt very negative, so I'm going to... we got to clear the good vibes, clear the bad vibes.
That's on me.
And then Craig's going to come and it's going to be bad vibes more.
Yes.
But we'll take 2 minutes for good vibes, and I'll talk about Arizona's Family Sports, where you can watch the Phoenix Suns. They're winning.
They're winning.
It's 91-77 right now. That game's on ESPN, but more than 70 Phoenix Suns games are on Arizona Family Sports this year. You can watch all of them on Arizona's Family 3 TV and Arizona's Family Sports Channel 44. If you already have an antenna to watch the Coyotes, you can watch them there on Channel 3, 3.5, or Channel 44. So wherever you live in Arizona, visit azfamily.com and click Suns Games for listing information for your area. AZ Family is a great resource to help you find Phoenix Suns games on Arizona Family Sports. This is a game that I always say bet on Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz anytime point, and if you did that, you would have won money. If you bet JJ Mosier anytime point, because of the walking and talking,
I did anytime goal.
Yeah, you could have won yourself some money, and all of that you can do over on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. There's great football on Thanksgiving. Pull out DraftKings, bet. Got rivalry weekend this weekend. Pull out, bet. Like, this is peak betting time right now.
Yes.
So download the app now. Use code PHNX. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on hockey. That's code PHNX only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. The crown is yours. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, term and responsible gaming resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2023, all rights reserved. That one felt like it took 1,000 years today. I'm so sorry. Woo! Oh, man. Okay, well.
There were some good vibes, and people were right. Like, Carcone and Carcone.
Carcone was
vibes.
Great.
Good vibes.
Can we explain? He had a peripheral walking and talking bump.
There was, because so I go to when I do walking and talking, I go to the rink and I have players in mind that I'd like to get. I talk to their PR and I get a guy. That's how it works. And sometimes PR says, no, you can have this guy. So yesterday I went to get JJ Mosier, and Carcone walked by, and Carcone said, who do you got today? And I said, I got JJ Mosier, hoping to get that bump you got because you had 3 goals and an assist in your game. He said, well, I need to do it again because I haven't had a point in 4. And I said, well, you're due. Boom. Goal and assist.
Unreal.
And JJ Mosier assist. So I think it's real.
I 100% think it's real.
Carcone was good. I thought Maccelli was good, and Kraus was good.
Yeah.
There were moments that Bjugstad line was the best line on the ice.
100%, without question.
Yeah. And we haven't talked about dogs in him yet. Maybe we'll do it with Craig's here.
Yeah, we have.
I will get teased blatantly. I think blatantly said it. Who is the dog in him? I'll just tease it that I got the one and only vote. So you can start planning on who you think might have been the dog in him.
Oh boy, yeah. But yeah, 3 players had 2-point nights. Matias Maccelli with 2 assists, Carcone with a goal and an assist, and Bjugstad with a goal and an assist. And as I mentioned, despite the fact that Logan Cooley was one of 3 forwards to not get a point tonight, the fact that every forward but 3 got a point tonight.
Yes.
That you can take a positive away from that.
And when this team scores 5 goals, that should be a win.
Yes. All right. Well, let's bring in Craig to find out what the vibes were like in the locker room after the game.
Woo! Well, we don't have a great connection here, do we, guys?
Yeah, I think you're just blurry. I don't think it's us. I think it's you.
Okay.
No, you're fine. We hear you great, Craig.
That sounds like a way to break up with someone, Petey. It's not.
Wait, actually,
that'd be an honest way. It's actually not me. It is you. That's an honest way to do it. Boy, what do you say about this one, guys? Tonight, I thought everything was there for them, right? I'm sure you guys are following the out of town scores. The Ducks were losing. If the Coyotes found a way to win this game, they would have been a playoff spot at the Thanksgiving cutoff. And I know it's not the be all end all when you're this close, but boy, the defensive mistakes tonight again. It's just unreal that we're talking about this again. And Andre was just beside himself after the game. I don't know what else you say to him. They talk about it. They practice it. And then they just go out and do the same boneheaded things over and over again. It's mental lapses. It's more than that. It's really bad reads that you see a lot of the time, stupid decisions. And some of those didn't even end up in the back of the net, although a lot of them did tonight. There were a lot of egregious mistakes that they made with the puck tonight that didn't end up in the back of their net. And that's one of the things that he just emphasized, that probably the primary point that Andre said tonight is just puck management. Do a better job taking care of the puck. It was like pond hockey out there. I saw Jason Demers. He walked away and said it was the same thing. It looked like a beer league.
Yeah, tonight, he tweeted that too.
Yeah, it's frustration. And Andre's he's got to be beating his head against the wall.
Oh my God.
Has to be.
If he was mad yesterday.
Yeah, but and now to me watching this, Craig, the accountability has to come from the players. Right now, this is the time when the leadership group, the veteran players got to go, okay, enough of this shit. Like, enough. Like, we play the right way and quit, like, the Harlem Globetrotter, dipsy doodle. Get rid of it. Like, start playing the game the right way, play straight ahead, play 200 feet. They're better than this, and they haven't shown it. And last year when they were better, they played straight ahead hockey, and they drove the net. And it's trying to be too pretty and too fancy, and they throw too many pucks away when they play like that. I was really disappointed tonight. This is a game they needed to win. And it's a game that was winnable.
Yeah, it was very winnable. And even after, like, when you're tied after 2 periods, you go in a locker room and say, "Guys, what the F? I mean, clean it up. Stop doing this dumb stuff." Nope.
And then
I
they
mean,
were even messier in the third. The third was by
yeah,
far like, ugh.
the breakaway goal. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we just saw that. We saw it last game. Exactly the same
And
thing.
we saw a shorthanded goal against last game. Like, why all this? It's like it keeps repeating itself, and you just want to shake everybody and say, what is not clicking?
And Craig, you missed it already, but no one is more disappointed than the mullet magician. he left here cursing in Italian and very unhappy going into the holidays.
I'm unhappy.
Does the mullet magician get paid for appearances when he doesn't actually go on the show?
No, and that's why he's so mad.
He only gets paid
it's a rough gig, man.
Per trick.
Probably not even getting mileage. Wow, that's rough. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you guys have touched on some of these things, but I don't know how you defend Karel Vejmelka at this point. I don't. I thought part of this game tonight, when they took a lead, your goaltender has to make some big saves for you. The second shortened goal was a terrible goal. I'm sorry. It was a terrible goal. He just beat him clean from too far out. Basically, it's not even picked a corner. Just beat him.
Well, Parayko's
he got beat on the Parayko. Yeah, Parayko's bomb beat him too. And I know he's got a great shot, but
yeah,
it is. But it's from the damn point. Make a save. Make a save. I don't know how you keep saying, yeah, these guys are even. They're not.
They're not.
And I'm not even saying Connor Ingram is a world beater at this point, but Karel Vejmelka is not getting it done right now, and everybody can see it, including the team in front of him. You can't keep maintaining that these guys are even right now. They're not.
Yeah, Craig, I couldn't agree more. We talked about this being an opportunity where we said it. This was the door open for Karel Vejmelka to reset. This was his chance to win this hockey game and get him back to where he has been in his career here in Arizona, and give him an opportunity to. Hey, he's won some games all on his own here. There is no doubt about it. But right now, I don't know on Monday how they throw him back in the net. I don't know how they do it. Like Saturday it's got to be Ingram because it is on the rotation. Turn. So it's his turn in Vegas, and Vegas is better. Vegas is the best team this team has played in weeks.
I'm scared.
Like Vegas is
so that's the thing
really
too.
Good team.
Like,
so now what?
You know, Ingram gives up 4 or 5 goals in that game. You can't even make the argument at this point. But
no,
yeah, I mean they got to clean up in front of him too. But
yes.
I still think he's the better goaltender right now. I think he's giving them a better chance to win. I don't honestly know how you argue otherwise at this point. I don't get it. But there are so many other issues right now. I mean, I know the Discord wasn't happy with Matt Dumba, and that's justified tonight. But Josh Brown, my God, guys, just flat-footed, slow, like doesn't even look like he belongs on the ice right now. And that's tough to say. Good guy, all that stuff. He doesn't look like he belongs on NHL ice right now. That's the problem.
Did we find out what happened with O'Brien's penalty, Craig? Did you hear anything from inside the arena or inside the locker room on what his abusive officials call was from on the bench?
No, as you know, Petey, like after a game like this, you don't want to dive into those details.
So here's my point. And I guess the point I was trying to make is I like Liam O'Brien. I like him. I think he brings something that this team needs. I think he brings excitement, energy. I think he brings physicality. He can fight. All of those things are true, but he's got to walk that fine line where he doesn't sit in the penalty box. And that one, he gets in the penalty box from sitting on the bench. He had 10 minutes in penalties and 7 minutes in ice time. Like he cannot do that. And again, every single player in that room has to have some accountability to what's going on right now. And it starts with, and it's the same thing you tell your kids, you got to look in the mirror. Everybody does. You can't turn the puck over anymore. Nick
Bjugstad said that.
Yep. Schmaltz killer. Can't turn the puck over anymore. Can't do it. That's it. Done.
Nick Schmaltz.
Stay on the blue line.
2 brutal turnovers tonight from Nick Schmaltz. 2 brutal turnovers.
And
again,
guess what?
It did. It looked like pond hockey.
It's that backhand, that little backhand. That's the same thing Cooley did last game. Same thing Maccelli did that ended up there. It's those little soft backhand shit through the middle of the ice. Knock it off. And that's where I really think the coaches have to. This is where I've seen coaches blow up. And here are the rules. This is it. No pucks in the middle of the ice, period. I don't care. It's off the glass and out. That's it. I don't even care if there's a play there. We're not doing it today. And so they have to get back to basic fundamental hockey in defending and managing the puck. It starts there, and they have to do that on Saturday, or they are going to get embarrassed in Vegas. If they play like this in Vegas, good gravy, because they're not going to score 5 against the Vegas Golden Knights. You have the St. Louis Blues with 2 of their goaltenders, and Bennington stinks. So that's not going to happen.
So does their
in
blue
Vegas.
line. St. Louis's blue line stinks too. You got a chance to win this game. Yeah, the Blues are not a good team. Let's be honest about that too. The Blues are not a good team, and they've won the last 2 games against the Coyotes. You look at the schedule too, guys. We talked about this as well.
Yeah.
It's Murderers Row coming up. They do not have easy games. This could be one hell of a tailspin if they don't get some things figured out. And I know the injuries are impacting it. They are. There's no doubt about that. You don't take 2 centers and 2 defensemen out of the lineup from a team that probably doesn't have depth beyond that and not feel it. You're going to feel it. But other teams deal with this as well. You got to circle the wagons. You got to find a way in a couple of these games. This was one of those games. I felt like this was a must win for this team tonight. And I'll just say it. They shit the bed defensively. They were terrible. They were terrible defensively tonight.
Well, one thing though, Craig, and we've seen this over the last 2 seasons too. Hey, this team is better than what we've seen on the Coyotes on paper and on the ice over the last 2 seasons. But their goaltending has bailed them out in games like this. These are the games. If Karel Vejmelka makes 10 saves in his first period and a half, 10, not 50, 10, then this team wins by 3. And they've been lucky enough to have Karel Vejmelka bail this team out time and time again over the last 2 seasons, and they were able to win games they shouldn't have won. This is a game I believe the Coyotes should have won. They turned pucks over, and their goaltending wasn't strong enough, and they didn't defend well enough. And that's where they need to have better goaltending, and that means from both of them. Because I don't think this team is ever going to defend good enough to go, oh, yeah, what a great defensive effort this team had. They don't have it. That's not what this team is built on. They need better goaltending because I don't think they can defend.
Well, let me ask you this then. Having said that, do you think they defended better last season?
Yes.
Do you think they defended better the season before that?
No. I don't know about the season before. No.
So my question is, was the Karel Vejmelka we saw before a product of better defending last season? Is he being exposed now? Is he being exposed now?
It could be, Craig.
And I'm not saying, listen, not a lot of goalies are going to have success when a team plays like this defensively. Right. But you're asking him to clean up. I'm wondering if he's capable of it when he's going to have to face a greater test than he faced maybe last season. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you've seen enough games in the NHL this season, or any season for that matter. The goalie, if you want to win and be in the playoffs and be successful, that goalie that gets you there has to make all the saves they're supposed to, and a couple of them that they're not. That you have to go, oh my gosh, what a save. And you look at Allmark and Swayman in Boston. They don't face but 22 shots a night, maybe 24, but they have to make 2 5-bell alarm saves every game, or the game could shift the other way. And I think that's what this team is missing right now. They haven't had, and we're through 19 games yet, and I don't think we've had one game where you go, oh my God, the goalie was absolutely. I guess maybe Ingram had one. Yeah. But it's not like they need a goaltender to win them a game. They just do. And it has to happen soon.
Go ahead, Leah.
Oh, well, I was going to say, let's just take 30 seconds to look at the upcoming schedule so we can be really sad and scared, and then we can put it away for the rest of the night. So let's take a look. In Vegas Saturday, and then back home for Tampa, Colorado, and then freaking St. Louis again, and they have to win that other one against St. Louis the following Saturday, because I mean these next 3, Vegas, Tampa, and Colorado, it's not going to be easy.
Tuesday, it's not Monday.
And if they're going to perform like they did tonight in the last game against those 3 teams, past Stanley Cup winners in the last 3 years, it's not going to be good.
I'll say this, though. Tampa's not the Tampa Bay team they have with Vasilevsky out, and they're not the same. They're not saying that they're not. They're excellent
better
hockey
than the
team.
Coyotes.
Colorado, for some reason, the Arizona Coyotes over the last 2 seasons have played fairly well against Colorado.
In the regular season.
You just never know.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't even think the Wi-Fi showed up tonight at Mullett. This is kind of brutal. But I wanted to ask.
You look fine to us. I think it's your eyes.
That's good. No, it's I'm noticing some glitching on my end, but
really, we're fine.
Logan just like Cooley, the smudge. Sorry.
Yeah, the smudge on TV.
Yeah,
don't get that figured out too.
How about it was us that figured it out. By the way, it was teamwork by PHNX that got it solved. Anyway, what'd you think of Logan Cooley tonight on the top line?
No better.
Yeah, same. Ghost.
Yep.
He was a ghost.
Ghost. He's physically getting pushed off the puck. His confidence, instead of going up, which I really thought his confidence would be elevated playing with those two guys, and I thought it might add a little spring to his step. It absolutely did not.
Go ahead.
When I watch Logan Cooley as of late, he just looks lost to me. Like that, like even in his eyes, like he just seems overwhelmed and lost. And I feel bad because there is a psychology to it. I mean, where if you're not doing well and then you start to get down on yourself, it's it's a vicious cycle.
For sure.
So I mean, none of this can be helping. I know we're gonna dive way deeper into Logan Cooley on Friday's show, but yeah, he just looks lost to me.
Yeah, I don't know if you got a chance to look at the way they played together, Petey, tonight in the O-Zone. I'm not asking you to do a deep dive, but did you notice anything different with Logan Cooley on that line in the offensive zone?
Logan Cooley's a perimeter player, and Barrett Hayton's a net driver, and Barrett Hayton gets to the blue plate, and Cooley's a great player, and he's going to do great things here. But with that line that already has two guys that like to play on the perimeter on the outside, now you got a third. They can't get to the inside, and you need if he's going to play there, he's got to drive the net. He has to, and right now I don't know if he physically can get there.
You know, one other thing that along those same lines that I noticed tonight, there were a couple of times where, you know how Schmaltz and Keller like to cycle up high in the zone.
Yes.
They love to do that. Well, there were a lot of guys on them because nobody was drawn down toward the net. Yeah. That's what Barrett Hayton does. There wasn't as much space for either of those guys to operate. In fact, at one point, it led to a Nick Schmaltz turnover. So that's a problem when those guys play together. Now, I'm not saying you can't solve it by figuring out another way, but now you're asking Schmaltz and Keller to maybe play a different way because they have Logan Cooley on their line instead of Barrett Hayton. So yet another problem that's cropped up with the injuries.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long that experiment will last. I don't know, because we can see at least Kerfoot can get to the net. I don't know. I feel bad for Cooley because every game seems to be a tiny little step backwards instead of a tiny little step forward, and that's concerning. You know, I know it's early. It's 20 games into his NHL career, and he's going to have great things ahead for him. But at some point, you want to see those flashes, even if he gives up goals defensively, even if he does turn a puck over now and then. If you were seeing the positive side inside the offensive blue line, you'd go, okay. But we haven't seen that side of it yet. And so I hope this team can reset. Did you hear if they're practicing tomorrow, Craig?
I haven't yet. I've been wondering about that. I just checked my email because something that Andre said after the game, he said, rest is earned. So
it's funny because you said that, because I said if I was coaching, they'd be at the rink tomorrow. And they would be. It's Thanksgiving. It's hot. Guess what? Screw the turkey. You're coming to the rink. And is it punishment? Damn right it is. You guys stunk. You want to get Thanksgiving off? Get a win, and then you can sit there and watch football,
or at least play well.
Play well.
At least play well.
Compete.
They were terrible tonight. Yeah, terrible defensively.
One line that I thought looked really good was the Bjugstad, Kraus, Maccelli line. They were awesome. They're clicking. Lawson Kraus, his 9th goal of the season / November, and he is now tied with Kyle Connor for most goals in November, which is crazy, ahead of everyone else, which is unreal from him. Matias Maccelli, like I mentioned at the top of the show, has now recorded at least a point in all 8 home games this year, so he continues to be electric. And when it came to who earned the dog in him, one Steve Peters had quite the poll.
One vote.
And it's finally time that we crown Nick Bjugstad, that desert dog. 1 goal, 1 assist. Almost had a second goal on a shorthanded 5-on-3 when they were on the 5-on-3.
That
had a shorthanded breakaway.
Game right there.
How big was that?
Who was it? If he scores on that shorthanded on a 5-on-3 shorty, buddy, and he had it from the red line in, and he is money on shootouts. I thought, this is it.
And it was a field goal instead.
Yes.
Field goal. Yeah.
He also had 3 shots on goal tonight, which was tied for second with Dursey and Zucker. Lawson Kraus had 4 shots on goal. So yeah, Bjugstad, he had a good night, and he was on the ice for the 6-on-5 at the end. It was interesting noting who was out on the ice when they had the empty net, just to see what they were trying to get going. I thought that was kind of telling.
And again, you saw how important it was. They had 67 and 17, Bjugstad and Kraus, on the ice, because that's how important it is to have guys in front of the net and the ability to get to the front of the net. That's why you don't see Logan Cooley out there in a 6-on-5 pull goalie, because you need somebody that can get to the blue paint for those tip screens, rebounds. Okay. I'm trying to be positive, Craig, but I just can't.
There's nothing to say. There's nothing along those lines right now. They had an opportunity here tonight to put themselves back in the position that they wanted to be. Instead, they fell a little farther behind. And as we said, the schedule is going to be tough now. So we're going to take Thanksgiving off. I'm not sure that the Coyotes are, and then we'll see what they can do in Saturday against the Stanley Cup champs.
Wasn't there a rule though? If they practice, you have to go,
buddy. Not happening.
No,
buddy. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to the ice den.
Yeah, you know who overrules any rule like that? You know exactly who overrules.
I do. I'd love to hear that conversation. She's in the kitchen.
I have work to do.
Yes, you do.
And remember the saying?
The rule: stay out of her way. Right?
Attentive and
obedient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just stay the hell out of her way and do what she says.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Well, Craig.
Craig had it before you go. Craig had a really good story this morning. Go PHNX.com on Sean Dursey. So check that out. And what do you have coming this weekend, Craig?
I've got a look at the Coyotes at the quarter mark. That'll come Sunday after the Vegas game. So I'm sure it'll be, cheery. It'll just be more observations. Observations on the scene. Who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us.
Let's put it out there.
And while you're on the website, check out phnxsoccer.com. Maybe if we all buy the Logan Cooley shirt,
maybe that's what it is.
He just needs the good juju. And that will be on sale for Black Friday. So get that, put it in your cart now. Team gear is at least 20% off. But we'll talk more about Black Friday later. Craig, we'll let you go so you can get home and get ready to be Tara's assistant.
She is tough in the kitchen. I'm just,
but that's probably a good meal though.
Good luck. Oh, the food's phenomenal. I bet it smells amazing in that house.
Yeah. All right. Well, Craig, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on Friday.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys too.
All right. See ya. We need some more positive vibes here. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. We see the little likes come in. It brings us joy.
It does bring us
joy. Us appreciation. So leave a like on this video. It would really mean a lot to us. And maybe, just maybe, the Coyotes have a shot at beating the Golden Knights on Saturday. Maybe you have a chance at winning a scratcher.
I cannot wait. The scratchers are my stocking stuffers, my birthday gifts. When my wife turned 50, I gave her 50 scratchers. That's a true story. Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
Because I forgot her birthday and I got it on the way home.
50, great. And you can buy them at Circle K.
Buy them at Circle K, they're everywhere. And you know what? I will say this about scratchers. You know what's fun? Scratching.
It is.
And you have to read the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And I got to read this game is this. And I always buy different ones because you have to follow. There's different games and all them. They're fun.
And it's so like intense. You're like, is this gonna be it?
I can't wait.
They're so fun. So get one for yourself. Get one for everyone on your Christmas list or holiday list.
That's
or whatever it is.
Be thankful for tomorrow.
Bring it to your Thanksgiving dinner.
And everybody gets to scratch.
That seems like family bonding to me, if I've ever heard of it. Holiday scratchers from Arizona Lottery make last minute shopping easy, and they're the perfect gift. So go out and buy your holiday scratchers today. Max actually went to Circle K today and bought a ton.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah. So we have a lot. If you're also thinking of other gift ideas, may I recommend Shady Rays? I think Shady Rays would make an amazing holiday gift. Stylish, durable.
Honestly, you've just nailed everything. That's another stocking stuffer because the price is right. And you can get it for everybody on your list because they have every different style. Yeah, and they're also having a huge Black Friday sale. So are they?
They're in their biggest sale of the year for Black Friday. Don't miss out on the best deals for shades. Snow goggles. Did you know they made snow goggles?
I do because I wear them in the
and
backyard.
Prescription sunglasses.
Yeah, that I knew for sure.
So go to shadyrays.com and try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. All right.
Riley Riles.
I like this. Well, they don't sell scratchers in Alaska. Riley will mail some to you. But Wildly said one positive thing is there's still plenty of games left, and there are some stinker teams in the West this year. And that's true, Wildly.
Very true.
Because you look at freaking Edmonton, who lost tonight to Carolina. It's not looking good for them. I mean, they might miss the playoff. They're in 8th right now in the wild card with just 11 points. So the Coyotes, I mean, even Minnesota with 14, Coyotes have 18. So it really could be way worse.
We'll try to get that.
Yeah, and even
vibe.
though they are, and I agree with what you said, I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're going to get there. But if they can hover in this zone, like pushing a wild card, and clean up, I mean, they have to clean up the mistakes that they've been making. That it feels like we can just replay the same postgame show over and over.
I know.
But you can just say, like, if they lost and we didn't watch the game, you and I can sit here and say, defensive breakdown, turnover, breakaway for the other team, and poor goaltending, and one of those, or at least one, if not more, would be accurate.
Yeah, this is the first time they're below 500. They've got, you look at, and I hate to say this on goaltending, you need your goalies to win games. If the goalies were just a goal and a half, they get 3 more wins, and right now they're ahead of Colorado and 3rd in the Central. Like, that's how razor thin this is.
Yeah.
That's why this team cannot make mistakes. They don't have the offensive firepower to cover up for the mistakes. So you have to hope that they can somehow get through these next stretch of games against these really, really good teams so that they can try to get their feet back underneath them and try to start stacking up some wins. And the one concern, too, is they're not getting these wins at home. And Mullett used to be so dominating for them. And that's another concern. So you've got Tampa and Colorado coming into the Mullett next week. And St. Louis for the 4th time that they're going to play them this season. They got to find a way to get wins. You've got to get 2 out of the next 4, and I'm not sure who they're against.
Yeah, I have literally no clue. B said we just want competent defense. That's all. Connor said losing 1 or 2 games does not define your ability of playing. Just keep going, and that's true, Connor. I like that attitude.
See, Connor, thank you for that positivity.
And then Steven brings back down the turnovers have been beyond ugly lately. Yes, beyond. I was actually getting visibly upset in the first period, and then Zucker scored, and I was like, thank God, because I can't take this anymore.
I know this team can play better, and that's maybe another positive is that they do have room to go. This isn't what this team is.
No,
this isn't what this team has been built to do, and they can be better than this. So there are positive things to look forward to as this season goes on, for sure.
You want to see how many games are left?
I would.
Let's look at the punch card, and then you really get a good sense of all of those games that are left.
That's a lot of hockey.
They've played 19 games.
Yeah, there's a lot of hockey.
And the fact that they're just 1 point out of a wild card spot right now, like, that's really positive.
Yeah, you're right. And they do have a lot of games left, and there is definitely an opportunity for them to right the ship. But losing 3 in a row for the first time this season, and they've only won 2 in a row once.
Yeah, they need to put together
a winning
streak.
streak.
Yeah.
And remember that last year where they did that on the East Coast? And you're like, oh, was that 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
Jeez Louise. So they won 5 straight on the road, and you thought, no way could they do that against the teams they had to play, and they won 5.
Yeah, that's true.
So this team just need to get on a little bit of a run somewhere. And I hate to be, again, more pessimistic. I don't think that happens again until they get healthy.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can see them try to get on.
Do you think, as someone who's been on the other side of this, and we talked a lot about, like, you talk a lot about the players needing to take accountability and look in the mirror and all of that. Like, at what point do you have, like, a player meeting, or what's going on in the locker room?
Like, that's it. This is the closed door meeting time. Like, this is what's going to be interesting to watch Andre Cherney too, Leah, because we all hear, oh, what a great guy. We all have fun going to the rink. Well, the first 2 years didn't matter. Yeah. Because they were trying to get draft picks, and losing was okay. And I don't mean okay because they all want to win. I understand. Yeah. But losing there wasn't the pressure. Yeah. Everybody expected this. Now internally from Bill Armstrong, they want to win. And so I think now is the time to see, okay, now is it fun to come to the rink under Bear? Can he find a way to get this team righted and get that positive attitude? Because right now, I've said it over and over and over again, once you start losing, it's hard to stop. Because the feeling you have when this group goes to the rink tomorrow, they're not going, oh, yay, let's have fun and everything's
especially on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they're going to be pissed. They're going to be grumpy and they're going to be mad. Well, that carries into everything you do. So trying to snap a losing streak is hard. And again, that's why I lean so much on the goaltenders, because they single-handedly can pull a team out of it. Yeah. They can change the course of a game by themselves. And so I think it's imperative that this team gets a game of unbelievable goaltending over the next week. And I think that's what it's going to take to get them pulled out of that thing. So I think tomorrow's practice isn't going to be about, they're not going to bag skate them. They're not even going to work that hard.
They're off.
They're off. It's official?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so they're not skating tomorrow. So,
But Friday they will.
I'm sure Friday will be a hard practice.
Yeah.
But then they got to get on a plane and go to Vegas. So we'll be there Friday, won't we? Or Craig can go. I don't want to go to Friday. I might go Friday. Maybe I'll go Friday. Anyway, this team has to turn things around soon. I know it's 20 games in, but they've got to turn around because 3 games losing streak can turn into 7 in a hurry. And that's hard to come back from.
Yeah. And one more thing, I was just thinking back to the beginning of the season, that first stretch of games where they opened on the road, and there were some challenging games. You know, they were kind of split there. But the goaltending was extremely solid, and we spent every postgame show sitting here thinking, well, the goaltending has kept them in it. Their goaltending is so hot right now, and it was some of the hottest in the NHL. So it's just unfortunate that there's like this cross section of the goaltending struggling, injuries hitting, defensive mistakes happening. Like, you can't have all three. Like,
you can't have everything.
You can't have everything happening at once, and that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing you can say about tonight's game is they had offense, but again, St. Louis pulled their goalie. Can you remember the last time a game both teams pulled their goalie? That was bizarre.
And when they did that, I thought that showed. I really thought the Coyotes were going to find a way to finish this one off. I really did. And so everybody can take a deep breath and step away from the rink tomorrow and then hopefully come back Friday rejuvenated, I hope.
Blatantly said Brooks again. Again.
I've seen those practices. It's funny. You don't do those as much as you see those in the NHL. But they're there, and they're not fun. And guys are mad, and guys throw up. I've seen it.
Oy.
Oy.
Before we wrap up, PD, what are your Thanksgiving plans tomorrow?
You know, I'm going to go have breakfast. We're going to a restaurant for breakfast, and then I don't know. I don't know. My wife and my son goes to his mom's, and it's just me and my wife, and we'll probably watch football. We'll probably have a few beers.
Great. It sounds like a lovely day.
Peaks.
Yeah, sounds like
Maybe
a lovely day. Sounds like a lovely day.
Just saying.
How
about you?
I'm going to my aunt and uncle's. We start with the mimosas early. But you know what? It is a lot of eating. I might have to take an OG's, actually. Now that you mention it, we got a few here. I might snag one. Might snag one for the road. You did? I saw you. I saw you.
I did.
Have you taken it yet?
No.
Okay. But you took it.
I physically took it home.
Yes.
I did not take it.
Okay. I got it.
I'm not going to take it right now.
Well,
tomorrow I could.
Here's another good stocking stuffer for the 21 older crowd.
21 older. Make sure it's 21 older.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, we were talking to somebody in the studio today about it, and they commented, because they're in the edible crowd, they commented on the OG's flavors. They said, my goodness, the flavors are good.
So good. They're so good.
So I got the Happy Balance strawberry and cream. That's what I went with.
Yes, that's a good choice. So right now you can get 25% off any OG's products at your neighborhood Zen Leaf location from now until November 30th when you place an online order and use our code. Just head to zenleafdispensaries.com, find your closest location, order your favorite OG's gummies for pickup, and enter code PHNX to get 25% off.
What code?
PHNX.
Thank you.
Yeah, 25% off at checkout. This deal is exclusive to our PHNX listeners, and a reminder, it's available only for online pickup orders. Discount code PHNX is active until November 30th. And if you're looking for an additional way to spice up the holiday season, maybe, it's tough. You're buying gifts for people.
What if you had an extra $1 million?
What if you had an extra $1 million? What would you do then?
I buy extra scratchers.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. The $1 million, it's real. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Gila River's Big Red Showdown. You can play fun-free games online for a chance to win $1 million cash. So
just go online.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Go online.
Sounds pretty good to me. All you have to do is visit GilaMillionDollarShowdown.com to get in on the action and for more information on Gila River Resorts and Casinos and all they have to offer, head to play@Gila.com.
For $1 million. I like saying Viquiva.
Viquiva. You do you.
You do you.
I don't know about you, but I feel not great.
Not great, but okay.
But okay.
Brian and Nick have both had those kind of practices.
Oh my gosh.
I had those in college because you play Friday, Saturday, and when you stink, and I was the third and fourth, fifth string goalie. Like, it had nothing to do with me. I was out getting drunk at frat parties. I wasn't playing in the games, but I still got bag skated on Saturday, and it sucked. But
especially when you're hungover.
I was hungover, and I didn't play. It wasn't my fault. And then the coach turned the lights out,
there's
and there's no bag of pucks, and the lights. We called them Black Sundays. So we had Black Sundays. We just got bagged.
Oi.
Miserable.
Oi.
So I feel you, Brian and Nick. I feel you, buddy.
Oh boy. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I felt like that was a legit pack therapy. That was pack therapy.
That was clear. I was grumpy. I'm sorry about that.
You are. It's okay.
But we needed to clear the air.
We did.
And maybe the Coyotes need to get in the locker room and do it to each other.
Yeah.
And I sincerely, that's what you do in a closed door meeting. You call guys out. If you can't say to the guy next to you, you need to be better. You know who could? Brad Richardson. We had Richie on the show. He's the guy that could do that.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to Saturday, but I am looking forward to Friday. Because we have a massive sale going on.
Oh, that sale is
PHNXlocker.com. Up to 90% off shirts.
90%.
At least 20% off team gear. PHNX gear, 33%
Which is
off.
my favorite, by the way, the PHNX gear.
Hats and hoodies, $10 off. Spend $75 or more and receive a $15 gift card.
Yep.
Just unreal.
I am, and all kidding aside, I am sincerely stocking up on Christmas stuff there.
Like, no joke. I have a list of stuff that I've been wanting to order, and I've been purposely waiting for Friday, and it'll go through the weekend as well. But right now, you can go on PHNXlocker.com and just start adding stuff to your cart so that when the day comes, all you have to do is click order, because the last thing you want is to procrastinate and then have your size and shirt be sold out. So check out PHNXlocker.com. I feel like every week we're dropping new stuff. There's a new Coyotes thing coming. I saw a new Suns thing that's coming. It's amazing. I feel like our merch is just getting better and better. I don't know if it's coming Friday, but either way, just keep your eye out. I'm ordering the BTFD shirt on Friday. I can't wait.
Yeah, I thought about that for my son for Christmas. Would you like that, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get
that
for
him.
Christmas.
Jackson,
the other thing to do is I need to do too is I want to support every other team in the Valley.
So you're going to get one of every team?
Yes.
I want to get the Rising Championship shirt.
I'm getting the Rising one because I don't have any Rising merch, but I want to have a Suns, Rising. I want to have one of each at least so that I can support those teams.
Yeah, great.
And at those prices, how can you
Oh my God, amazing. And if you're a diehard, 20% off. So become a diehard, just saying. And by the way, the Discord, fire, as always, good stuff tonight. It's always fun during the game, so become a diehard so you can get access to that.
Thanks, Paul. I just had to say thanks.
I like it when PD's fired up, Paul said. It means he truly cares about the well-being of this team.
I do care.
You do?
I do.
We do care, and we care about you all, and we appreciate this community again. So have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah, please do.
And you can, again, hit the like button. If you're listening on audio, hit the 5 stars. It's very easy and helps us out a lot. And you can follow us on Twitter at SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Abracadanielle, and you can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, whether you're with family, friends, just having some alone time, if you're working, whatever it is, enjoy. We're grateful and thankful for you all in this community, and we will see you all Friday at 2.
We all silly like the mayor.